talk a little bit about growth mindset and how I've been implementing it in my classroom. So I read this book called Mindset, and it's by Carol Dweck, Dr. Dweck. I actually listened it through an audiobook. After the audiobook, I decided that I'm gonna get a hard copy of it so I can always refer back to the section that I am very interested in, which is the parenting section. It's the 7th section of the book. I also refer to changing mindsets. I don't know if you can read this, but the changing mindsets, these are all the things that can help shape a mindset and how you can really implement this kind of mindset in your life. It's really relatable to an extent of intrinsic motivation. And a lot of the kids in school, they're very extrinsically motivated. And to me, it's great motivation. It gets the kids going. It's very positive, but it's not as powerful as intrinsic motivation. And I want the kids to feel a kind of empowerment when they're learning, that they really want to do something because they want to be better. This book is really talking about two different mindsets, a growth mindset and a fixed mindset. And I will talk about the fixed mindset. Narrowing it down, for me, when I relate to fixed mindset, I relate to labels. When you're labeling yourself as smart, beautiful, the fastest runner, or the fastest swimmer, or the most talented musician, or the most artistic, those are the very positive kind of labels. There's also slow, lazy, or mean. These are all labels, and when you think about it, it's actually limiting your mind. It limits your mind in a very negative way, even with the positive words. If you're saying that you're smart, if you reached a certain potential and you've already know that you are smart, you actually feel that you cannot get any smarter than you are. So at that moment, that's when you realize there's nothing more to learn, there's nothing more to do, everything you do is just a waste of time and waste of effort. It really just, it puts a cap on your growth. And growth is a very unlimited thing. When you're saying that you're dumb, it's also putting a cap. That means you are dumb and you cannot get better from that. So that's where a fixed mindset comes in. And it happens a lot when my kids are saying, just because I don't know that word, I have to write it down so I know it. I can't use any other words. You can, but you can also use this words as well. It expands your vocabulary. They don't see it that way. They see it as, it's more work for me. These kids are the kids who finish their work very fast, very quickly, and they turn it in. I give a month to do it, and they take 2 days to do it just so they can get rid of it and hand it to me, and you can just really tell that they rushed through everything. It's a very fixed mindset, and you're gonna have, I mean, every classroom has some kind of quality of that, some sort of from their kids. That's something that I try to learn from, and how can I make these kids, you know, see themselves as a learning being and always growing. In a growth mindset has no labels. You don't see yourself the smartest, you don't see yourself the most beautiful, you don't see yourself the slowest. So in a growth mindset, it's really about being the better you. There's a quote that I shared with my kids, and it says, I am only in competition with one person, myself. The only person I want to be better than is the person I was yesterday. So they can learn from it, they can grow from it, you know, they can be better. So I have this notebook for the kids, and they write any of the words that they have trouble with or they can't remember on it. And a lot of times, if they, you know, if this is the notebook that, you know, that has all the words that they forgot or they don't know how to write, and let's pretend it's the word and. They forgot how to write and. So mom, they were to write a sentence, Mom and I, and they forgot and. So they will take their notebook and they'll walk around, and then they'll find another partner, and they'll take this notebook, and then they're gonna say this. 你知道怎么写和吗? Oh, 知道啊. 怎么写和? A lot of the students who are growth mindset, they have a list full pages of just words and something that they can always refer back to. And then there are kids who thinks it's a waste of time, and they only bring like the paper that they want to write in. So let's say that this is something that I want to write in. They're going to bring this book and tell their friends to write in that book so they don't have to write it. It's a huge thing to emphasize on how to approach that, because you always want to encourage the kids to learn from it. And if they're going to ask it the first time, they shouldn't want to ask it the second time because it's already in their notebook. But if they're going to be asking it over and over and over again, I mean, it's time to learn from it. That's something I'm still working on, but there are a lot of kids who are very growth mindset about it, and they have notebooks that are basically full of, you know, these dictionaries. So it's a really cool thing. For projects or anything, the growth minded students are very, very responsible. When I give them a month, they take them a whole month. Now, I really take a look at a lot about how they prepared it, how they stretched out the responsibility, how hard they worked on. It's something that I want to implement more. I also have a bulletin board where I decorated, it's like students' pride wall. I call it like pride wall. 最骄傲的作品. It's basically your most proud masterpieces. You can put it on there. It can vary from projects to homework. It really doesn't matter what you put on as long as you feel proud about it. So when you feel proud of something, that means you learned a lot from it, you worked hard from it, and that's something that I really want to value for these kids. So yeah, so that's my video for this week. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.